Here we are then, the next instalment of the Red Sofa interviews, and we've got Big Geoff with us. Morning, Geoff.
Good morning. Good morning.
Thank you for coming in at a ridiculously early hour to do this. I know you're a busy chap.
Absolutely fine. No worries. I know you're the busiest. So don't worry about that.
It's not a competition, mate. Go on, and who's Geoff?
Well, Big Geoff, as they say. I've lived in Gosport, since 2010. Married to Andy. I have a stepdaughter, Jenna, and I'm a civil servant. And in my spare time, as much time as I can get, I'm into running.
Yeah, I remember when you came through our doors for the first time, which wasn't that long ago, to be fair. So, on to the next question then. When did you start running, and sort of what prompted it?
What prompted it? My jeans were getting tighter, and it was getting harder to run up the stairs or even walk up the stairs. So when did I start? It was January 2016. Yeah, January 2016. So not that long ago, really. And I think I needed to run because I hadn't run for 20 years, and because I used to be in the army for my sins a long time ago. So not having run 20 years, one of my good friends, Kate, runs the park run with her husband Pete, and everything's live here.
Props are moving, yeah.
And it was a case of right, come along, do a park run. And my first park run I didn't complete. That was hard work. My second park one was, I think, 35 minutes, and the rest is history. And I've been running, trying to run ever since. And within the last year, joined the 545 Club, met this crazy guy, Nick, funny old thing, and also the Gosport Runners, Road Runners Club. But I've only done one run night there, because sadly I damaged my knee a couple of weeks ago, so I'm resting at the moment.
And we're hoping that that's on the mend, and if I remember correctly from sort of 2 minutes ago, you're going to test it out at this weekend's park run, is that right?
Yeah. I'm going to take a nice slow run at the park run, no heroics, no personal bests, just to see how it is. I've got the Eastleigh 10k coming up. I've also got I've signed up for the April Southampton half marathon, and I also got a place in the Great North Run half marathon. So hopefully, touch wood, something that feels like wood, I'll be fit and ready for all of those runs.
Yeah, they're all fabulous races. So fingers crossed the leg holds up, and we get you back on track. You've got a distinctive look, Geoff. I'm very envious of your beard, and I love the boots. So where did that come from?
Do you know, for years I wore beige trousers and stuff like that. I don't know why. It was all very "don't look at me" and all that sort of thing. But then, you know what? I met a wonderful woman, and she changed me. And it's a case of just be yourself. And I guess this is myself. I don't know. It also has a lot to do with the fact that I watched a great box set, Sons of Anarchy. And some people do say, yeah, you've got the look. I don't know. It's just life's too short to compline. What am I with the word? Just to follow the herd.
Should have had that coffee. Yeah.
Should have had that coffee. I always wanted to wear a pair of New Rocks, and these are the ones. They're great leg trainers, because put them on, it's an extra half a stone, and it gives you an extra couple of inches as well, which is always helpful. And the beard, well, you've got to stand out, haven't you?
Oh, mate, I spent 11 years in the Navy trying to grow one of those. Failed miserably, but yeah, very jealous of that, I tell you. You got running targets. What are your running targets? I mean, you mentioned the races that you've got coming up, but have you set yourself any particular goals, or is it just sort of get out and do it and enjoy it?
I think for years I would get up and watch the London Marathon. That music was fantastic. You see all those people running, and for years I'd watch it whilst eating my toast on the sofa, saying to myself, I really want to do that. My ultimate goal, I think, is to run a marathon. And I'm building up. A year ago, I wouldn't have said to anyone that I was going to be running the Great South Run, let alone the Great North Run, or let alone 10Ks. And 5K, have a word. So I'm meeting my goals as I go along. As I said, my ultimate goal is to run that marathon. It doesn't have to be the London Marathon, but it does have to be a marathon. And I suspect over the next couple of years, I'll be ready for that. I've got those the two half marathons to run this year, if everything goes to plan. And then maybe next year we'll look at that marathon.
Oh well, you're doing it very methodically, and there are so many good races around. You'll find one, I'm sure. Right, I know from previous conversations that you do a lot of work with the homeless, and you mentioned something when we last spoke, although we didn't really have time to talk about it in any great detail, although it intrigued me, about a scheme that involves a Costa coffee card. Are you able to sort of just give us a brief
sure.
summary of what that's all about?
Well, anyone who knows me will know that I'm into Costa, in a great way. So every year I go out at Christmas and New Year and just try and help the street folk through any way we can. Christmas just gone, my plan was to buy a whole lot of Costa cards, £5, load them up with £5, and then just give them out to the homeless folks. But that snowballed, and I got a lot of help and a lot of interest from a lot of friends and colleagues, and that really did snowball, and we raised somewhere in the region of about £630. And what we did is we gave each homeless person that we came across a stocking rammed full of goodies, toiletries, food, water, socks, underwear, hats and scarves, and also the Costa card. And it's just something that I'd like to do, I want to continue doing as the years go by. I think it's really important. And my family, Andy and Jenna, they come out with me. It's really important for Jenna to see that and build that empathy with these people. And that's what I do. And in June, July, I'll be doing a little fundraiser where we're trying to basically just raise as much money as we possibly can. We're not a charity, all right? We're a small organisation, and it's just giving back to the community where possible, because I think that's really important. And I understand that they're not all they're not all homeless. Some of them do have shelters and stuff, but if we can give a little bit of help at those special times a year, then I'd be happy with that.
I love it. So you mentioned, you took me on to my next question really. So you're going to do some fundraising and raising the profile and awareness in June.
Yeah.
So if people want to get involved, and I know there's going to be quite a few that will, including ourselves, we can just look out for posts from you in June. Yeah, is that right?
Without a doubt. Just trying to raise that. Just trying to raise the profile, raise a little bit of money, and then just make a difference where we can.
No, fabulous. Okay, I look forward to that, mate. Right, finally, there was meant to be a sort of curveball question, but I think you might have known that this was coming, because I saw a photograph of you recently on Facebook with one of my heroes really from my days in the Navy, Deborah Harry. How did that happen?
Well, I got a confession, Nick. That wasn't actually me. All right, it was a prank. But if you look very carefully,
I did too. I did. I thought, is that really him?
Yeah,
and it wasn't.
Sadly, it wasn't me. It was the lead singer from REM. And I was able to see how many of my friends had, and surprisingly, some of my closest friends, some of the people who've known me for 30 years, congratulated me on a great night out. And what it was the power of social media. Yeah. It was the power of you contacting your friends, and some of my friends who commented hadn't spoken to me for like 10 years, but they're my friends on Facebook. So it was a little prank, and it's out now, and I'm about to be lynched, I'm sure, as soon as this video's turned off. But it was a prank. So if you go back and look, it is.
I'm gonna now.
It's Mike, as I know him, the REM lead singer. So I would have loved to have done that. Never. Who knows?
You never. Yeah, absolutely. She's touring again, so you never know when the opportunity might arise.
Me and Debbie, as we do. But there we are. Not to worry.
Right, mate, you're an interesting guy. It's been nice talking to you. I really do appreciate the early hour, because, like I said, I know we're all busy. But good luck with the injury. I hope it sorts itself out and you can get yourself running again this Saturday. So if anyone's at Leon Solent Parkrun this Saturday, this good-looking chap will be doing one of the briefings before treating himself to a little jog. So fingers crossed. Say hi to him. Cheers, Geoff.
Thanks very much.
Bye, mate.